Do you guys remember Lawbreakers, that no-gravity first-person shooter game made by Boss Key, which was pretty much just a meme on the internet that everyone hated and no one wanted to play for whatever reason? Well, Boss Key's come out with a new game, and it's actually a Battle Royale of all things. They've gone a full 180 from the high-speed, high-mobility first-person shooter into a third-person Battle Royale, and it's completely unexpected from them. But is it any good? Let's take a look and see. While the visuals and the music and the voiceovers all being completely over the top and ridiculous are what drew me in initially to this game, the gameplay is what kept me playing, is what made me want to keep coming back. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. You'll see that aesthetic as we're playing, but I want to talk about what it's like to play this game. What does it feel like? How does it play? What is the basic meta that you need to learn? And just, is it fun? Is it worth your time? So first up, we will look at the movement system, because that is just my bread and butter from every other game that I play. You have your sprint, your crouch, your prone, pretty standard for your Battle Royale kind of game, right? But you have a special move that is pretty unique to this game, at least in how effective and useful it actually is. You have a combat roll or a dodge roll. And as you're going to see in all of my later clips where I'm a little higher level and I understand the game just a little bit better, you're going to see me flying around the map. But it's jumping and then instantly dodge rolling and jumping and dodge rolling and jumping and dodge rolling. It's basically like the bunny hopping of this game. It allows you to move at roughly equivalent speed to sprinting, perhaps a little bit faster. But the good thing about it is that it makes your hitbox smaller, really awkward, really janky. You can start doing those dodge rolls in all kinds of random directions, making yourself very difficult to hit, making your movement very unique and interesting. And it does feel like, yes, it's spammy. Yes, it's going to be kind of awkward in some fights. It enables you to be extremely aggressive and extremely defensive as well. If you find yourself in a bad situation, you can very quickly flick your mouse, do a 180, sprint, jump, dash, 180, and you've given yourself a whole heck of a lot of room between yourself and an enemy with the shotgun that's trying to run you down. I actually won one of my victories today when I was playing the game by doing this exact thing in a 1v1 scenario. I was in essentially an alleyway. I was actually in front of a house, and there's a big wall on one side and a fence on the other, but it's just a long straightaway, right? It's a guy with a shotgun who's running at me behind a big piece of shrubbery that I couldn't shoot through, and what I ended up doing was right when I heard him coming close, did that 180, roll away, jump and roll away, another 180, and I'm able to just light him up and finish him and secure that victory. This is a kind of move that you're not going to see in a game like Fortnite. You're not going to see it in PUBG. It's unique to this game, and it was really, really endearing just to have that mobility. Coming from other games where I love that mobility, that sense of speed, that sense of freedom, having that in a Battle Royale was really, really good for me personally. I like my games fast. I like them full of motion and action, and that sort of movement is really great for my ability to have fun. It may or may not be great for you, but it's great for me, and I really liked it. And that's what really kept me coming back game after game after game. Now, this is, of course, not the only major change that has happened in this game as a comparison to Fortnite or PUBG. You also have, and you can see it in the top left corner of your screen now, a money system in this game. And it's very deep, very broad. There's a lot that goes into it, a lot you can do with it. And I'm going to try my best to try to condense it for you as quickly as I can. But basically, you start every match with $0. As you progress through the game, you'll get prizes, because this is literally a game show that you're playing in. So there's prizes everywhere, like CD players and whatever the hell. It's stupid, but it's a good stupid. It's funny stupid. So you pick these things up, you get money, or you can just literally punch cash registers or shoot out little coin dispensers in arcades, and you get money that drops from them. You can use this money for a variety of purposes, and there's a huge metagame in determining, do I use money? Do I save my money? Do I try to go for the win, and you get to double your money if you win? There's all kinds of stuff that goes into it, but what do I use the money for? Well, when you're in matches, you use the money at vending machines that let you buy either weapons, equipment, or healing. And it's not like health packs, it's straight up healing. You stand there and you hold the button and it's like $50 per tick of like a little bit of health, like 5 or 10 health. So it's fairly expensive and slow, but there are times where if you're trying to win and get that you're the best around or whatever they're calling their victories, you don't have chicken dinner, you don't have whatever they call it in Fortnite. So maybe they got to workshop that a little bit. But if you're trying to get that victory, right, you can use these things, these tools to get you back into the game in a dangerous situation where you otherwise could not get out to some healing or something. Or if that's just your only option, then it's there, it exists, it's different. Or you can think of it this way. There are ATMs that are all across the map. You can use the ATMs to either deposit your money into your own personal bank account, which will progress with you from game to game to game, or you can pull money out from your own personal bank account in order to use that to buy yourself weapons and armor or whatever at a very early stage in the game when other players may not have that stuff. So if you spawn right next to a building that has an ATM and you see a $3,000 rocket launcher that spawned in that machine right next to you, you can spend some time to pull some money out of that ATM, buy that rocket launcher, and rock some kids before they have any good gear on them. So there is that push and pull. Now, is that situation ever realistically going to happen? Absolutely not, because it takes you a really long time to pull money out of ATMs. You have to do it $100 at a time, and it takes like a second each. You got to be spending like a good 30, 40 seconds pulling money out of these ATMs to actually make a play like that happen, and try to do it as loud and, okay, I'm sidetracking here, but you get the point, right? It's not ridiculous. It's not like a pay-to-win thing where if you buy the boss key 10,000, in-game dollars pack for $15, it's like the founders thingy. It's not breaking the game. It's going to make literally zero impact. It's not a big deal at all. You use this in-game currency just, as you get it. If you find a gun that you really like, say you have a shotgun and 2 pistols and, you have like no ammo for them and you happen to run across an M14 or an M16, you're going to say, hey, I would really like to have a long rifle. You can just buy a long rifle for $400 and you're done, right? It's really simple. It's a cool system. It always gives you just a meta game to work around. It's like, do you want to try to double your money by winning, or do you want to try to conserve it? And as soon as you get money, throw it in the bank and save it. Now, the other usage for this dollar system is that you have cosmetics, which you can buy outside of the game. Every single cosmetic, well, maybe not every single one, but a lot of the cosmetics in the game can be purchased with this in-game money that you cannot buy with for real money outside of that, initial 10K from the Founders Pack, but that's like peanuts, right? That's nearly nothing. So don't worry about that. But you use this money that you collect in-game to buy cosmetics, so you want to decide, do I want to spend $2,000 on a Dragunov sniper right now? Is it worth it for me to buy that? Is that going to enable me to win the game? And then I'm going to get more money from winning than I would from spending on this thing. Is it really worth it? You have to make these value propositions, these value trades in the middle of a match where where bullets can be flying at your head. You got to decide really quick, do I want this? Yes or no? Do I need it? And I need to know now. It's just cool. It makes you make decisions that you never have to think about in any other game for the most part, at least not in a Battle Royale. Like it's different. It's cool. It's whether or not it's good is up to you to decide, but I like it just for the fact that it's different. Bosky has made a serious effort to make something new, and I think that that's commendable. I think that it's worth trying and seeing if it's something that you also can enjoy. One of my favorite mechanics of this game, though, is how the map restriction works. It's not a circle like most other games, at least not for the majority of the game. So here's how it works. When the game first starts, a big area of the map is marked as red. It's impassable at the very beginning of the game. And that stays that way for the first 90 seconds. So the point of this is to force you to spawn in different locations. You cannot always go to Tilted Towers. You can't always go to whatever other location and whatever other game that I don't know the name of. You can't always do that every single time. You're forced to sometimes go to places that are suboptimal. And you sometimes have to make decisions. It's like, do I want to go inside of the closed off area? Do I want to go outside? Do I want to go left of it? Do I want to go right of it, above it, below it? There's all kinds of variance in how that ends up playing out. And you have no preconceived idea of how that's going to actually work until you're already falling into the map. So you got to see it and identify right away what's restricted, what's not, where do I want to go, what's important, and you got to figure all that out on the spot, on the fly. And it's different, right? Now, those lockdown areas only stay locked for the first 90 seconds. After that, everything unlocks and the map restrictions proceed as per normal. But the normal in this game is not a circle. Again, just like we learned from that first 90 seconds, it is grid-based. So you have a bunch of grids which will turn yellow, and they'll stay that way for 5 minutes. Now, the yellow grids do nothing. They do nothing. All they do is denote that, hey, when the 5-minute period has passed, everything that's yellow will turn red, and that is now considered out of bounds, and you start taking damage over time. So it's just cool, right? You have a very granular sort of control over which areas of the map are restricted and when, and the game is always going to change it up. So you're not always being restricted at the same exact points in the game, at the same rate from the same locations. Like, it's always going to be different. You're always going to have different grids that are getting locked down. Sometimes you're going to have a bunch of them locked down, sometimes only a few, and it's always going to just change up the pace and the flow of the game. It's going to force you to move in ways you never had to move before, and it's going to give you a lot more replayability just by design, because you're not always moving from east to west or from west to east. You're going to have to zigzag between red zones sometimes in order to get the full experience of the game. And it's just, it's different, right? I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying it's worse. I'm not like saying that Boss Key are geniuses, but like, you got to respect the fact that they're doing something differently than the rest of the crowd. They're going to be forcing the game to be experienced in a different way. It's not more of the same, or rather it is, but it's with enough of a twist to make it new enough, and in my opinion, worth trying. I'm not a person that likes Battle Royales at all, but I enjoyed Boss Keys because I've seen plenty of Battle Royales played. This one feels different enough where there's enough gimmicks there that I kind of like it. I can kind of attach to these gimmicks and just have fun with them. So I think it's worth your time, guys. There's plenty of other stuff that I could go into. We could go into a 30-minute rant on this, but I don't want to keep you for any longer than I have to. Those are my big 3 things of like what's important about the game, what makes it fun, what makes it different. And guys, it's free to play. Give it a shot. It's not going to kill you. Just give it a try. Sure, it's janky. Sure, there's bugs. Sure, there's problems. It's 5 months into development. Like, just relax. It's fine. It's fun. Just try it. Laugh at the crazy voiceovers and the stupid mullets. It's a good time, I promise. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if not, no big deal. No skin off your chest, right? It's free after all. Who cares? I hope you guys have fun. Give this game a look. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.